My last teaching week from home happened this week, so I thought I would give you a tour of my teaching space and tell you a little bit about my teaching over the last 20 years. Hope you enjoy it. The room is currently set up for my piano teaching. I have a table set up with my notes on it because I take notes about my pupils playing each week so that I have an idea of their progress. And the piano stool is out. There's music on the stand, which actually one of my pupils is playing. He's at quite a high standard. So my piano space is like this. Now here is my violin, all nicely tucked away in its case. And here is my guitar that I use for my teaching. It's a nylon string classical guitar, and that's what I like to teach with because it's a bit softer on the fingers. The black case in the corner here is my carbon fibre guitar that I use for jamming, and I have actually taken it into school because it's got something called a built-in free boost, and that means that I can amplify the sound from within without an amplifier. So I have actually used that in school in my last pupil concert, funnily enough, and that took place about a week ago. Now this is the space set up for my guitar teaching. As you can see, I have 2 folding chairs with cushions and 1 stand. And this is the music that I use. I've had great success with this music, or I should say my pupils have had great success with this book because it's taken them quite far. And my guitar is on a stand and it's brought near to me because this is where I would sit. So the view, if I was sitting down, is this. And this is the last layout for my teaching, where I have my violin out on my little footstool, or big footstool actually, and then music on a stand for my pupil. As you can see, it's quite low, and that's because my pupils are generally beginners and small children, though I do have some adults as well, but that's about the height of the stand for my children. And then the piano is set up for me to play piano accompaniments with them. And that works really well. How it all looks at the moment. Now, I don't anticipate my room being set up like this again for teaching. However, I will probably have some lovely music sessions in here with a few of my old pupils, as they are now, or ex-pupils I should say, because none of them are very old. Have a few jam sessions in here with my ex-pupils in any or all of the 3 instruments that I've just shown you. So I hope you've enjoyed my various room setups for teaching. Let me know in the comments if you have various activities that you do in one room that you have to make furniture arrangements for or get out special equipment, just like I have to with all of this. are a couple of books that I would recommend if you would like to teach yourself piano as an adult. Let me just say there's no substitute for actually getting a teacher that you gel with in order to help you through this process. But if you want to make a start, or if you haven't got access to a teacher, then these books might be just the thing for you. This one is actually level 2. I haven't got the level 1 book, but it is an adult all-in-one course. Now, this music publisher, Alfred, they do a really good range of children's tutor books as well. Before I discovered Alfred music course, I started with this one with some of my pupils, The Complete Piano Player. And both books work very well. Now for violin, I recommend Fiddletime Joggers. It's a really good book, or series of books actually, for beginner violin. And I have to say, I have used this with adult pupils as well, because it's quite tricky to be able to pick up things, because your life is so busy that you really need it broken down into basic form. And so this does just that. They're fun pieces to play, especially with the piano accompaniments. But it's very good for children and adults alike. There's starters, joggers, runners, sprinters, and they even have scale books. And they also have Funtime Christmas. So there should be something here to help you or your child learn violin. Now, when I first started teaching guitar, I was using the book on the left, The Complete Guitar Player Songbook. It is part of a series of tutor books, but I never used the tutor book. I preferred to go straight in with teaching my pupils chord shapes, and they were able to learn these simple tunes and sing along as well. But when I discovered this series of books, it started out with just being a progressive guitar method book, and it only taught the reading of melody. But this one, as you can see, teaches notes, chords, and rhythms for beginners. And that is what really got me, because I wanted my pupils to be well-rounded and well-versed in playing notes and reading music, and also being able to do chords and pick patterns. So this book helped my pupils on their journey. If you wanted to teach yourself guitar, I would say this one is probably a good bet. But like I said earlier, there's no substitute really for having a teacher that you gel with, and that's what I stress. It's got to be someone that's on your wavelength and that can guide you through the mechanics and the theory of learning an instrument, whatever the instrument is. Now that I've finished teaching and I have my days free, my head needs to really get into the game of decluttering and sorting. It's a huge task. I started back in January and I haven't got very far with it, probably because it didn't really seem real. I've been going through a lot of up and down emotions with regards to my teaching and giving up. I enjoy it so much. I like the relationship that I have with my pupils. And as my daughter pointed out to me, it may not be the teaching that I'm going to miss, but the relationships with my pupils. But if that's what I'm going to miss, then there's no reason for that to end. I can still meet up with them when I come home and maybe have a few jam sessions, etc. So we'll see how that progresses in the future. But for the next few weeks, I've got travel plans, theatre shows, and plenty of getting the house in order. I've got 2 weeks left to do my big room upstairs that I started earlier this year that I wanted to make into my craft and music room, and I did one area. I'm ashamed to say that I haven't managed to get any further. In fact, more things have gone into that room and it looks really bad. So this week I will have to get into that. The other thing about retirement is you have to fill in forms. You have to let the government know you're retiring. You have to let your pension companies know you're retiring. And all of that means form filling, which I hate. But it's got to be done if I want to get some money coming in now that I've stopped teaching. So this next week is going to be a bit of a hard slog. I'll try and document some of it and let you know what's happening. Maybe I'll even complete a space, who knows. So we'll see how it goes. This week, something exciting is happening though. I'm going to see Spirited Away in London with my daughter. I'm really looking forward to that. And no doubt we'll take some pictures and I'll show you a few shots of our trip to London. So until next week and next week's video, wish me luck.